can't eat everybody collard greens, bro.
Right.
That's true, but the ones that make the cut gonna be happy as hell, they say.
Oh.
They just want to be on the list. That's why I told you I got a program. I got a waiting list. So you better get your waiting list. Get your administrative assistant.
Oh.
Yeah, man. I wonder, how people responded, because I've never heard of a black man talking about that particular subject.
Yeah, me either. That's what make it hot, baby. Hot.
I mean, maybe there is out there, but I haven't heard it.
I might have to put that on Facebook. I wish it was video. That make it even more dangerous.
They're afraid to approach it. We're not, man. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah,
we're not.
I might find a way to market that one. Be like, ladies, everything you really wanted to know, but was afraid to ask as to why, looking for why things happen, and men do what they do, or they don't want to do what they do, what you want them to do, check this out.
Or myths of black males. So the myth is we don't, but we do.
Depending on you.
Yes, we do.
Depending on you. If you come correct, you'll be a very happy individual.
Make sure your collard greens are clean.
Yep. Clean your greens.
Clean your greens.
Clean your damn greens, girl.
I gotta see what your kitchen look like before I eat your greens.
Yeah, turnips.
Yeah.
Collard.
Your
mixed.
kitchen clean. I can't eat
Mustard. We got them all. Any kind you want. Mixed. Mixed. Clean them though. Clean your greens.
Welcome to the First 40 Sports Show with the Goon Squad. It is I, Puma, along with Black Thor and Ice Water. We're going to skip hot topics today. We're going to go straight to the NBA because the play-in tournament has started yesterday. We are filming this on Wednesday, and actually we're filming this while San Antonio is playing Memphis. So if you see us look away or look at our monitors, that's when we're checking out the game, and we'll probably chime in and talk about that. But I'm gonna go to Black first. Black, it seemed to me when I was watching the playing games yesterday, I caught a little bit of Indiana, the Pacers, and how they beat Charlotte. But then I caught the whole game of Washington against Boston, and we were giving accolades to Westbrook the week before, and it seemed like the Wizards didn't want to be there, or they're playing for something else, or they're playing to get the HC. I don't know. I know Bradley Beal was hurt. It seemed like Westbrook was playing at 3/4 speed. I kept thinking of the old famous line during this year: "It's 1, 2, 3 Cancun." We're tired of the season. We're not going anywhere. I didn't think Washington was going to go anywhere, but the effort just wasn't there, especially in the second half. Your eye test of the games.
Well, I didn't get a chance to see too much of Indiana, Charlotte, and probably a good thing I didn't when they beat Charlotte down. I said this last week about Westbrook when everybody was throwing him the accolades and he's this, he passed, and I said there's two factors about Westbrook. When I said his feet was good, what he accomplished was nice, but he has a habit in the last 4 or 5 minutes of games of disappearing or making bonehead decisions year after year, and will take you out of a game. Or in a playoff game, he doesn't show up. He's not Westbrook. And I think there's a mental thing with him because he does this all the time, bro, in playoff games. He gets there and it's like his game just doesn't transfer to playoff play. It just doesn't. He starts whining at the referee. He's upset about this. He's been in the league way too long for this to be so consistent. And that's what you saw. It didn't even take that long. It took a week. A week later, you got back to who real Westbrook is. And I know he said it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if he wins a championship because Westbrook is about regular season. He's a gunner. I don't know if you remember that name from way back in the day when we used to play basketball, street ball.
Yeah.
There was one player that was a gunner and there was a basket hanger. And Westbrook is both of those. He's a basket hanger for rebounds because he can run down the court and score, and he's a gunner. And when he can't do that, when you find a way to take that out of his game, and most of the times in playoffs, they play you different because they've seen you all year. They got scouts that basically watch you from all the time. I remember I was at an NBA game years ago. There was a guy sitting next to me, and at first I didn't realize what he was doing, but he sat next, and all he did whenever the team got the ball, he would write notes. You see, open up his pad, he'll write notes. He'll write notes, and basically he's been scouted to how can you defend him. And what they do is when the playoff starts, everybody bring those notes in and bang, 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 and there you have it. And he has yet to figure out and adjust his game, and that's what you saw on display last night. I mean, the Celtics, they won. Tatum had to get 50 points for it to happen. Can he consistently do that every night? Probably not. Probably not. And as you and I were speaking another time, I look at Danny Ainge. I've got the head coach, but I look at Danny Ainge and what he has put together in Boston, and it's empty, truly empty. I mean, he had all those. You think about all those years, he had all those draft picks. What have they materialized into? Nothing, man. So, yeah, I mean, I like the plan. I don't like the fact that now that Washington lost, they get a chance to go play Indianapolis for the 8 spot. No, if Indy won that game, Indy should be an 8 spot. It should be it. It should be one and done. You lose, you out, you go home, you go to Cancun, you go fishing, whatever you want to do. And I said this last week when they moved to the first round, best of 5. Win 3 games, and that's it. This 7-game series, why make Brooklyn beat Boston 4 times? I mean, 3 is enough.
Ice, what was your take on the games yesterday? Because it just seemed like Westbrook was a totally different person. I mean, he got the rebounds, he scored a little bit. It just seemed like he couldn't get wide open shots, going to the basket. It just didn't seem like him. He just was totally off. I understand Bradley Beal, but I just didn't understand Westbrook and how he kind of faded away last game.
I don't know. I'm kind of torn because I saw him play. They didn't really play well at all. And I was just telling somebody, I said that we're talking about the game, and I said, your boy gonna have to get 50. And I said that literally. I said, Tatum had to get 50 because they don't have Jaylen Brown was out. Walker stepped up last night, showed up a little bit, but Tatum was on it. Washington did not play well. They played well early on in the game before when they beat Indiana earlier to try to get there. But I'm going to say this, and I might be wrong. I think it's a game. We'll see. I think they match up well against Indiana. Indiana played their butts off the prior game, and they shot the ball well. They're very capable, even and with this was without LeVert, of playing well. But I think we'll see. Westbrook has an opportunity to come back after this game and show what he's made of. And I won't count him out just yet. I won't count him out. I think there's a number of factors in that game when they play again. They like to play fast, and they like to move. They like to average like 15, 16 points a game, and they didn't play fast that game. They say they have bad games. We'll see. I'm not just going to throw them away and say they're not ready. He had the blue flu. He don't want to be there, all that other stuff. I think they have a legitimate chance of beating Indiana. And I think because of his mindset. When he has the mindset, he can play against anybody. He may not win all the time, but the other thing too is Bill was hurt. I think Bill is something, he's not right still.
Yeah.
Because in the 3 games when they played against Boston, he averaged like 37 points a game. And he just didn't have it. And they just didn't have it at all to get done at all. So if the 2 of those guys don't rise up, it's common sense, they're going to be in trouble. But just something about the way that he plays when he wants to play. And I think Indiana's a good matchup because they don't really have somebody that can get in his way along with Bill. So I'm going to give him a shot to see. So I think to me it's 50-50 right now on that particular situation. It's 50-50. And then I'm going to go to Charlotte. I'm going to say this. I ain't trying to be funny, but my nephew was trying to tell me about Mr. Ball and all that. And I told you it's a different game when you come to the postseason. I think LaMelo Ball might probably be rookie of the year, if not him or Mr. Edwards. But here's what I'm saying to you. You can't come in here faking the funk in the damn postseason because this is about money and this is where grown men play. Not saying LaMelo Ball is not good, but let me remind everybody, if y'all forgot, that's what we do in these days and times. We delegate these great players to be top of the king of the world of the league. It took Michael Jordan 7 years before he advanced. And all of a sudden, LaMelo Ball got some tricks up his sleeve and showing some great chemistry for his team, but that don't equate to playoff wins. So let's just say, as my man Dennis Green would say, go ahead and crown him. You want to crown him, but before you crown him, how about he earn it, right? That's what I'm saying. Before you crown him, let him earn it first, right? And last night showed you he didn't show up. I mean, he was whatever. Devontae Graham was not really working. And now, of course, they said, well, Gordon Hayward didn't play. Okay, whatever. They got smashed, bro. And it's a life lesson. They're not the only ones. Won't be the first time. Damn sure won't be the last. I'll just say that I think that it's a great learning experience. But it was proven that you just can't walk in the gym because you LaMelo Ball and whoever else with you, y'all gonna win. Jordan know that.
Yeah.
Jordan knows that. So yeah. I'll leave that there.
Well, Christmas comes early to you because the matchup you were hoping for happens tonight with Golden State and the Lakers, and they're already building in excuses for LeBron. Oh, he tweaked his ankle last game, this, that, the other. They're really kind of building in all the excuses. What do you think about the matchup tonight?
I mean, I love it. It's not that the Lakers should win. Okay, they had the better team. The Golden State Warriors, their roster's depleted. They don't have a lot of things going on. I think isn't Wiseman out for the year? It's a lot of things going on over there. Steph Curry has been amazing. Depends on how you look at it. He's played great ball or he's been a gunner. Scored a lot of points. So the Lakers should win. But my point of this is, and my brother and I talked about this last night, it is finally to a point where if LeBron James and the LA Lakers want to prove how great they are and he is, they're going to have to earn this one. Not saying they didn't earn the last one, but you think about it. They beat Golden State, and then they move on to play they beat Golden State, they'll be in the 7th position. Then they will play Phoenix. A lot of people don't believe Phoenix. You may not believe in Phoenix. Then you play Phoenix. Then after that, you would have to move forward. We're playing Clippers, Utah, or somebody else. Then if you can go to the championship, it might be Philly. It might be Brooklyn. So they're going to earn this one. They're going to earn this damn championship. And LeBron, that would give LeBron 5 championships. And he might be getting closer to where everybody's talking about. I'm not going to say that. We might be getting closer. But he's going to earn it this year if they win it. But I think I'm just excited about the game because normally, very quickly, when we talk about NBA basketball, most people, but this year right here, it's must-see TV. You want to see, can Steph Curry, because Steph ain't going to quit. Steph going to bring everything that he has, and he going to do everything he can. If he can win, along with his teammates, he going to win. I love that because this matchup, and LeBron has been hearing that chirping about this, that, and all these excuses. Now you got to put it on the line. I love it. I think it's the best thing they could have done. You don't get no love just because you were defending champion and we was hurt. Okay, everybody hurt. You not down, they're gonna shoot you in the head and bury you in your own yard. That's what they coming for. You ain't ready. So they gonna do.
Well, Black, when you get a little older, the recovery time is a little bit longer. The aches hurt a little bit harder. You start wondering, what am I really doing this for? What are you looking for in this matchup and the future matchups in the play-ins?
This is really going to be a telltale game here, realistically. Even if they lose, they probably got a chance to kind of still get in because they're playing tonight, I believe, for the 7th spot. So if they lose, they'll play the winners of the Grizzlies-Spurs game. It looks like it's going to be the Grizzlies with that game, and they might beat the Grizzlies. I was a little surprised to hear Kuzma come out and say, and kind of just speak like they're a little scared of what the could do. LeBron called giving him the MVP. And I know, you want to be kind sometimes to your opponent, but I don't know. I come from a day when playoffs started, you weren't friends anymore. You didn't really talk anymore. Other than Isaiah and Magic Johnson kissing, you went your separate ways for the most part. But I think the Lakers, like you said earlier, I think they're trying to build in excuses. I think they really are. I don't think LeBron's 100%. I don't think they'll be able to rally the horses. I think AD is still flighty upstairs. He'll have good nights, but I don't think you can expect much from him. Surrounding cast is not as good as it was last year. And I think that they're a little afraid of Golden State. I think they're afraid of Denver. And I think they're trying to set the stage now. Remember the year that LeBron claimed he punched his hand in a wall in the season when they lost? I
Yeah,
think it was a Golden
yeah,
State.
I remember that.
Yeah, and he used that, and he never did punch his hand. But if they start to lose, they want to have something that they can fall back on. Just not that we got beat. I don't personally think Golden State can beat them. I don't think that that's going to be enough to get it done, but you never know. And it could happen, but I don't think that's going to be enough to take them down. But I do think they're setting the stage for, because they don't realize, I think they realize playing from this plan and fighting to get there and beat either Philly or possibly Milwaukee or Brooklyn. I don't think, and I will say they had it easy last year. It is what it is. I mean, they had it easy last year. LeBron had a break throughout the months with the pandemic. A lot of teams did not come back after that real strong. They was able to do their thing, stronger team, and realistically, they played a weak Miami Heat team, in my opinion, to win it last year. It's not the road this year, bro. It's just not the road. So if, like I said, if they get it done, they earn it. They deserve it. They got to strap up and get it done this year, and I don't think they're going to be able to. It's possible. I'm not going to say they won't, because I think it's a slight possibility they can get it done. I think the longer they can hang around, the better they will be. But I'm hoping tonight Golden State take them down a peg, bro.
Yeah.
Just take them down. Yeah, give them a sense of reality. Let them know exactly where they are. If you got to kick LeBron in there a little bit sometime, the person that should kick him should be, what's his name? Golden State. The guy, he stepped over that time, and how should I got their ring?
Green.
Yeah, Green. Yeah, Green should rough him up a little bit, man. Don't go in that game and try to be nice. Rough LeBron up. I mean, it's just like anything else. If you, any other sport, a player's coming off injury, you want to test that injury, see how strong it is, and see how they're going to give into it. Tonight should be no different. Rough him up, take him off screens, bump into his leg, push him around a little bit. Let him know you're there.
Yeah. And if the Lakers lose, who will ESPN talk about for the rest of the playoffs?
They might go black, baby. They might go black.
Give it all to TNT, because we have nothing else to say. And Skip it, Shannon Sharp, they won't have anything to talk about. We talked about last week
they'll go on vacation. Share for the shows.
Yeah, Cancun. We talked about the Hall of Fame last week, and I didn't know whether or not you guys wanted to recap the Hall of Fame. And it was, you had some star-studded folks going in the Hall of Fame. And not long after that Hall of Fame, they named the class of 2021. And I texted you both and said, this class sucks ass. I don't know how some of these guys got into the Hall of Fame. In my opinion, I don't even think they should have a Hall of Fame this year. I really don't, because how do you pull off some of the names other than Bill Russell as a coach, which, okay, you want to give him another shot at that, that's cool. But there's some folks on here, it's like, okay, now you're really stretching NBA.
Well, I was amazed. I didn't pay attention to, what won the Hall of Fame. I said last week what I felt about the Hall of Fame, but I was amazed that I always thought that Hall of Fame got voted on by sports writers throughout the season. You kind of work your way up to it. So unless they already voted with these cats, but how do you deny of that? You put folks in. You come out and say, well, these are cats going in. Why don't you put them in on the same night? There's no voting process. There's no nothing. I don't understand. And I heard people saying, I know some people like Chris Webber, because I was watching NBA TV, and the cat Steve Smith was up there. I think Steve was up there, and he was saying, it's about time. I mean, to me, I like Chris Webber.
Yeah.
But Chris Webber Sir is not a Hall of Fame player.
No.
He's not. He'd be on the ballot of 8 years for a week because he's not a Hall of Fame player. Good player, cool. But then they're coming out now and say, it's not based on what you did in the NBA. It's based on what you did in high school. It's based on what you did in college. When did that become a part of the Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
I'm sitting around scratching my head. When did that become part of how you get to the Hall of Fame? Because I never heard that before. I'd never heard it. I didn't understand that. But now that's what they're saying. So it's like they're changing the rules, and they want to be nice about it. And trust me, if that's what they want to do, that's fine. But I think at some point, you need to, in my opinion, identify what a Hall of Fame player is, what it means to be a Hall of Fame player. Yes.
That's not the standard.
Yeah. What's the standard? Because we don't know anymore as fans. We have no idea. When you And I said this a while ago. When you put Yao Ming in there, seriously? Now they're talking about Tony Kukoc. What, he played 3 seasons in Chicago? 4 seasons in Chicago? And he's a Hall of Fame player? I don't care what he did in a foreign country. When I look at what he did in the NBA, how is he Hall of Fame? So if that's the case, I'm not sure if he's in or not. I'm just going to say this. If he's going on in, is Allen Iverson in?
Yeah, Allen Iverson is in.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Allen Iverson should definitely be in because I don't understand it, man. Then if that's the case, you got a lot of old players that may never had a shot at the NBA. You got to go back and bring him in, bro. I mean, Cartwright. I got to get the laundry list. Suspect players. I'm just going to tell you the truth, bro. Oakley should go in. Oakley should be in.
No, Oakley shouldn't.
But that's my point. Because if you're going to start just giving guys, and you said something that was parallel with the NFL. It seemed like if you're on television and people start to like you and feel a certain way about you, Chris Webber, you make it into the Hall of Fame. And now I'm not knocking his game, but Paul Pierce is another one. Are you kidding me? Paul Pierce is a Hall of Fame player. Paul Pierce. Now I can understand Ben Wallace based on what he did from a defense perspective. If you want to say Ben Wallace, I'll roll with it. I'll turn my head and I'll go, okay. Paul Pierce, Chris Webber, Bosh?
Yeah,
Bosh is a Hall of Fame player.
No.
Bosh.
Like I said, I can't remember a time where Bosh played the whole season in his NBA career.
Yes. Kevin Love, then you know what? The following year, let Kevin Love retire and put him in.
Kevin Love in. Bobain from Dallas. Just open it up and let everybody who want to be in. I will nominate Paul Pierce for the Strippers Hall of Fame because what he did was.
I don't know why he didn't take the job with the guy with the cam show, man. You should take that job, bro. You're not coming back on television.
We all aspire to have big booty women dancing behind us while we're doing our thing on TV.
Those booties weren't big enough though, bro.
Well, for you, it's not, but for average man, I hear you and I appreciate you. Ice, what do you think about this class, man?
I mean, it's kind of like I like a drink. It's you like it or you don't. It's one of those things, you know. I don't like rum. You know, some people are like, well, I don't like rum, but that rum ain't no damn good. But I like tequila. I mean, I don't know. There's nobody that really stands out that makes you say to me they have to be in, right? I don't know about that Ben Wallace thing, bro. I mean, I like defense too, but Ben Wallace was Ben Wallace. Ben Wallace did one thing, and that's what Ben Wallace did. And I mean, one thing I will say about Chris Webber, when he did come in, he was like one of the few guys that kind of changed the way that we saw power forwards. And I think in the right situation, he could have done something a little different. He was consistent. But when I look at Ben Wallace, it's like he grabbed rebounds, he had a nice hairdo, and he won a championship. And I'm like, he was tough. But I mean, you're not gonna go, damn, that Ben Wallace is all world and all. You just don't. And I like Ben Wallace, but I can see Chris Webber being a lot more versatile and me feeling more about some kind of way about Chris Webber than I would Ben Wallace. Paul Pierce, like I said, it's not a great class. It's kind of okay. They gave Paul Pierce a lot of love because of he stayed so long in Boston and he was there and what he did at Kansas. And I heard Blackthorne mention about that we don't know what's going on with the Hall of Fame. They didn't just start this about giving you love as far as outside the NBA, as far as getting into the Hall of Fame. Because I'm telling you right now, me and my brothers talk this all the damn time. I know they love him. He's on everything. And some people shake their head. Why is he still connected with basketball? But Bill Walton, you look at Bill Walton's stats and you tell me he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. Bill Walton got in the Hall of Fame. He was great at UCLA. John Wooden loved him. He was a little obscure, wild, allegedly did a lot of drugs, did some stuff, but they loved him. Yeah. When he got to the league, he went to Portland. Everybody knows he was the Big Red, the Mountain Man. 1977, they defeated that great Philadelphia team, so we know that. But then after that, he disappeared. Because he went out there and did some things, and then he's supposed to be hurt. They sent him out to the Clippers. He couldn't play. Leg hurt. Everything hurt. Foot hurt. Eye hurt. Toe hurt. Everything hurt. Then he all of a sudden, through great rehabilitation, when he signs on with the great legendary Boston Celtics, now he can contribute again. Get the fuck out of here, man. Hell nah. How you gonna do that? He hurt, but then all of a sudden he back. I was telling somebody that, and I like this guy a lot, but he reminded me of the same guy. He said they kept saying he couldn't jump anymore, anything like that. It reminded me of Blake Griffin. I mean, they pay you a bunch of money and you can't help them dudes, give them a little something. Then all of a sudden you back with Brooklyn. Oh, it's been 3 years since he dunked. The media kills me with this. Maybe it's the media that's doing it and not the damn players, but
maybe.
Oh man, that Bill Walton is do me a favor, ladies and gentlemen. You might I'm not drinking tonight, so I'm kind of a little understand. I'm more coherent than I have been in the past. But go back and look at the stats of Bill Walton in the NBA and come back and tell me he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. I'm just saying it was all about UCLA, great player there, but there's a lot of questions when you say like that too. That I just think this is to me an average class. Hell, I'm more excited about Yolanda Griffith getting in than I am these dudes. Seriously,
yeah.
I watched her at the ABL. That's when it wasn't all pretty and poo-poo and all that, and everybody watched WNBA and ESPN, and everybody was excited because they had the big monster behind it in the NBA. That's when women's basketball was at its best. So yeah, I'm more excited about her getting in than I am about these other guys.
Yeah, because if it was must-see TV this year, I didn't watch it. I didn't get to watch it, and but I am not motivated to even put it on the calendar for next year. I mean, who would want to watch it other than people who know these folks that are going in and family members? The only thing I will watch, hopefully they will show highlights of it, if Bill Russell cuts up, because he's a cut up. I would like to see that. But other than that, no, I'm not excited about this. And the NBA really has to do something really different to kind of change this around, because this is a dud. This is a dud. We're going to have 2 reports this show. We're going to have the Major League Baseball report with Ice Water first. And Ice, me and my pop were talking about Tony La Russa and the kind of the old rules of baseball. And I was like, Pop, what's your take on it? He said, listen, when you know other team has given up and they put in a position player to pitch, you know that, you're not supposed to kind of, put the foot on the neck, so to speak, or, try to do anything to try to, put it in their face. And so I understand that. He said it's kind of just like football when the quarterback will take a knee. In basketball, in the last shot, the guy will dribble the ball out and there's no time on the clock. So I kind of understand that, but baseball seems to hold on to these old rules so tightly that there is no room for doing anything different. Your thoughts on that and your Major League Baseball report?
Yeah, as far as the old rules, it's a lot of older guys in there. My cousin called me this morning talking about Tony La Russa drunk and was he intoxicated or whatever, because he said he looked disheveled and everything.
He did.
He like, hey, just don't do that, baby. I told my cousin, I was like, well,
I'm not saying anything about it.
I'm just saying allegedly. That's what I haven't seen it. I might have to go back and look at it. But that's what I heard. So anyway, getting back to the reality of it, it's a new day, man. And some of these, we know how it is in all these sports. These younger guys, a lot of them don't follow the rules. And my thing is though, why would you put a positional player in there to pitch anyway, right? And it's 3-0. Why don't you intentionally walk his butt? That's available. Why wouldn't you do that? Why you pitching to him? You throw a 74 mile per hour baseball, softball up to a guy. He's young. He's probably thinking he might get put down to AAA any day. And you tell him not to hit the ball, you crazy as hell. He gonna hit it. It might be the only home run he get in the major leagues. You don't know. There are no guarantees. And these are young people. He like, damn, he just threw me. It's real? God, no.
A 47 mile per hour.
47? Okay.
47.
But here's the thing. Toss it underhand. That's not his fault. That's not his fault. He young. What you want to do? Well, I'm going to take it. We up 15-4. I'm hitting the ball. I would hit it too. I don't care about that. That's what's wrong with baseball now. That's why we just getting back to the point of recognizing Negro leagues. Do not get me started with that. I'm just gonna tell you, they need to get over it. But I will say this. I got love for Tony La Russa. As much as you want to clown him about being intoxicated, not an alcoholic, whatever, allegedly, all I know is the damn White Sox is in first place.
Yeah.
You can say what you want to. You can say what you want to in Chicago. You can say what you want to. They are in first place. They have not been in first place for a while. So I don't care if y'all just got to draw him out or whatever you got to do. Make sure he make his meetings, come up with whatever. He is damn first place. And anybody will tell you in sports, it's about winning. Ask the Dodgers. It's about winning, not about how many teams you got or whatever, and about how many great players you have. It's all about winning. So that's how I look at that from that standpoint. But again, White Sox are in first place over Cleveland in the Central American League division by 3 games. I give them love for that. You look at Oakland. Oakland still leading in the West. Mets making hay over in the Eastern National League. Boston still finding a way to get it done. I'm gonna ask you what. Here's the thing. This will let you know money talks. I'm gonna get out this real quick so we can move on. The Yankees have lost, 8, 9 people on the staff to COVID. They lost a top-notch arm and another serviceable player on their team. They are 1.5 games out of first place. How the hell that happen? That's how when you got just too much damn talent. You got on anything. Well, we don't need. It's like Brooklyn in the NBA. Well, y'all, they're gonna be in trouble. No, they not. Harden is available. He dropped 40. No big deal. I'm telling you, the way that sports is now is kind of crazy. I'm really excited to see how things play out. I've been watching a lot of St. Louis baseball, watching San Diego. I think those teams are up and coming. Watch for Philadelphia Phillies. The way that this season is right now, if teams keep playing average, I think Philadelphia can make a run. I like them. And then again, I got to just keep giving it to my man. I hate to keep sounding like a broken record, but
Ohtani
is
leading the league in home run.
Oh my God, man! It's like it's one of those things you don't want to watch. I don't want to keep talking about it. I don't want to keep talking about it. But people say, Blackthorn said, "Hey, Ice man, who should I watch in baseball? I know I ain't gonna watch it. I might watch it one time with chicken wing." I'm gonna say, on a Tuesday night, if you can, check out this dude. Use a pitcher or a hitter for the Angels. Ohtani, he is nasty. And he's one of them guys, along with a Tatis Jr. for San Diego, that when you watch, it's almost like watching Ken Griffey Jr. back in the day. I could watch him hit all day long. Yeah. Because he's susceptible to do something great. And to me, whether it's soccer, polo, bobsledding in the Olympics, show me something great. Even in swimming in the Olympics, I'm looking for greatness. And the guys I mentioned definitely impact greatness each time they step to the plate and are a threat to entertain and excite you.
Yeah, I was amazed to find out that he leads the league in home runs, 14 home runs as a pitcher.
Yes.
I mean, I not since Babe Ruth.
Yeah.
As a pitcher, led the league in home runs. Black got a chance to watch the WNBA this week. And I'm looking forward to your report because New York has another team that may be looking to get into the playoffs this year. And a player that reminds me of some of those when we're back in Connecticut, some of those girls in the suburbs, you're picking a team and she's just standing there with the ball. You're like, all right, come on. And she's the only one on your team hitting shots.
Yeah. I think you might be talking about, there's a couple players in New York Liberty that are looking pretty good, but with Sabrina, last name always kind of makes me wonder if I'm saying it correctly. Losacue, I believe. This young lady basically had her first triple-double and the youngest player in the WNBA league to get her triple-double so soon in their career. And I didn't realize this, man, but I was, paying attention over the weekend and kind of looking at some games. The leagues has been around for 25 years, bro. It's celebrating their 25th anniversary. And I'm saying to myself, because I remember the first year they came out, I went to Garden and Senior Liberty play, of course, like Houston Comet. That was a team back then. The Houston Comet had a team back then, bro. But when you think about all the problems that they endure and everything that's been going on with them, 25 years, that's a nice celebration, man. They've been around for a while, so I'm going to give it to them.
So you know Onesu?
Yeah, Onesu, yes. Yeah, Chicago and Seattle looked strong this past weekend, man. Where Chicago, Candace had a great debut, looking very strong. I was surprised that they beat down the Washington Mystics the way they did. Seattle came out looked real good, but a couple of days later, Seattle got it got it handed to them by Las Vegas, and Las Vegas, like they really want to basically redeem themselves. What happened last year in the finals? They seem like they're dedicated. Liz Kabash, that's a big girl. I'm sorry, a big woman. That's a huge one actually, but she moves fluently, and she might make it to my list soon. I'm thinking about just adding it to my list.
Oh, here we go.
Taking someone else down, but Seattle with Bill Laimbeer coaching, man, assuming they kind of took it up a notch. They're ready to kind of basically make a serious run. I think Seattle's going. I mean, not Seattle. I'm sorry, it's Las Vegas. I think Seattle's going to kind of be there in the end. Minnesota is interesting because they lost some players. Some players kind of moved around, and I'm not sure this year they're going to kind of basically get it going. But I want to name some players that we should keep an eye out for because we kind of know the star players of the NBA, WNBA. We kind of follow every year Candace Parker and some others. But there's some players that I kind of looked at and I said, you know what, off this year, I think we should keep an eye on. Benaya Lacey, she's a forward for New York Liberty. I think Homegirl's going to have an awesome year. Ashley Gray, a guard from Dallas. Look out for her. Kelly Mitchell, a guard for Indiana. And of course, Tyra McCown. I think she's starting to grow into her own. We should start to pay attention to her. But the league is off to its 25th season. And these young ladies are ready to play, man. They're ready to play. I'm happy that they even have a chance to play this year because it looked like a couple of years ago they might have been going under. But they're off and playing. They're looking pretty good.
Yeah, another player, Sylvia Fowles. I don't think she gets the credit that she's due. She's been doing it for a number of years, but you don't hear her name come up a lot, and I always wonder why. Because I think she's a hell of a player at Minnesota, but her name just doesn't kind of. It's not like star-studded like when you hear Candace Parker or some of the other stars in the league. It's like she's just right under the radar.
Well, when she was in Minnesota for the past, her early years in Minnesota, she was playing with Maya Moore and some other people. They kind of overshadowed. She did the work. She's that type of, I grab my lunch bell and I go to work. But since Maya Moore has left and Minnesota really hasn't been the powerhouse it has been, you're right. No one has really been kind of paying attention and throwing her name out there. But every game, bro, she does bring it. Brittany Griner also had a 43rd double-double. And that's a lady that seemed like she's kind of more focused this year. In the past, I hate to kind of say, I think Brittany was a little distracted by some things that might have been going on off the court.
Yeah,
I think she kind of got that kind of squared away. And then she spoke about it as well a little bit. That's fun now. I watched her play the other night, and then I think she's going to have an awesome year as well.
Yeah, okay. Good reports, gentlemen. I want to go into, before I go into Why You Mad, I want to go into boxing. And I don't know if Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua are going to fight because they say they're going to fight. Then they said the contract and the rules aren't to the fighters' liking. So can you help us with this?
Well, what they should be talking about is Deontay Wilder, and there's a chance. I think they're talking about with the judge, the court is kind of going to side with him that he had a contract to meet Fury a third time, and they're like, you just can't bypass him when you already have a contract. You can't sign a contract when you already have a contract signed. So I think that's what they're looking at right now. But I think there was an opportunity for Bob Arum, to get these other two gentlemen together with Fury and Joshua. But I think they kept messing around and waiting around. And now it's like Wilder woke up again and he's like, I want my shot. I want my shot. It's just more chaos. And we'll see how it plays out. I said from the beginning, I said this on another show, that if I was Joshua and I were Joshua and then also Fury, I would pay Wilder to step aside and let him fight the winner. They should pay him, come up with cash, because that gives him time to keep working on them game. He can fight somebody else, and then the fight will be even bigger for him because now he's fighting the so-called eventual champion. That's what I would do. But it's so chaotic right now that, right now, I just don't know. They said they were supposed to fight in August, but with this whole Wilder thing coming on, this might go to the next year, man. And what it's doing, unfortunately, is costing everybody money.
Yeah. And the UFC had a great night again with UFC 262. And it was some great fights there, great champions. and they keep rolling while boxing keeps stalling. So we'll go to Black. Why you mad, son?
Ooh, I guess I could be mad that it's almost like people are afraid to speak out against Urban Meyer in a sense and what he's doing down there. And I find it kind of interesting because I look at it like this. I guess he has built a sense where him being at Fox for a period of time, he got in the media, and you make friends, and at that point you make friends with the media, nobody wants to come after you anymore. They kind of basically look at you like you're untouchable. But I've seen since the hoopla has died down about him bringing Tim Tebow in there, and I'm going to say this, man, Jimmy Smith, I think that was his name, an ex-Jaguar player, came out and said that it's a good thing. Don't compare him to Tim Tebow. Speaking of Colin Kaepernick, he would have divided to the locker room, and Tim Tebow was going to unite the team and make the team better. And I'm like, I don't know, man. I mean, I know sometimes we all have our own opinion, but I think sometimes as Black men, stop preaching to the white choir. You don't have to, bro. Colin Kaepernick is a quarterback. No matter what team he went to, he would have basically played as a quarterback. The locker room is not going to basically run and not do their job if the Jacksonville would have signed him. Jackson Jaguars would have signed him. But it seemed like to me sometimes there's some Black players because, they have white fans. They want to speak and basically tell the white fans, yeah, I'm on your side. I still believe. There was no need to say that, bro. I don't even think that when you speak of Tim Tebow, you should even talk about Colin Kaepernick.
No, they're not. Tim Tebow's more quarterback.
Yes, I don't even see why you even bring up, the situation. But I found that to be asinine, and then if anything to be mad at, that kind of stroked my fire there.
All right, Ice, why you mad, son?
I was gonna jump on that real quick, but I ain't gonna. I'm not gonna take his fire. I'm gonna go somewhere else. This is for Puma in particular.
All right, come on, let's go.
It's not directly at you, but it's in the former way coming around your way. Last week we heard you talking about you was upset because you want your money back for horse racing. They was cheating and whatnot.
Yes, indeed.
But now what they have done since the Baffert horse did not win the Preakness, it was a long shot that won 11-1. Now we're moving forward to the Belmont Stakes, which is going to come up in 2 weeks in New York. Now the New York Horse Racing Association has banned Baffert and all of his horses from getting stalls or anybody connected with the Baffert group from coming to the Belmont. So now you're going to have no Baffert, no Hall of Famer coming over there. And now everybody can get back to nobody cheating. Everything is clean. So Puma, you have a clean slate for Belmont. You don't have to worry about it anymore. But I will say this to you, that I find ironically that that the Horse Racing Association, their Breeders' Cup comes up in November. They were supposed to have that in Keeneland in Kentucky again, Lexington, Kentucky. They moved it back to California and they flip-flopped the years. The reason why I bring this up is because I guarantee you they're gonna find a way for Bob Baffert to have his horse racing in California because it makes a lot of sense and they can make a lot of money. So they done flipped it already. So if you want a clean race, everything's above board, Puma, allegedly, might want to look into the Belmont State. You might want to get your money back. But dude, it's so much going on. It's just this week, that week. So now everybody can feel good. I don't know about you, but I won last week. So I'm good.
Yeah, $12. That's pretty much all.
That's what you want?
Yeah, $12.
$12 better than the zero you took on the Derby, right?
Hell, I took last time. Yeah, $12.
Come on, bro.
ESPN, when are you going to wake up and realize, stop putting Stephen A in different spots where you think we're going to watch him before a major event? They stick him in before the NBA. We're not watching Stephen A. Nobody cares what he's talking about. Stop sticking him in the areas where you think, it's almost like we call it in TV, hammocking. So after Sports Center, Stephen A, and then the NBA. No, I go watch something else, and then when the game comes on, sometimes I miss the first part of the game because I'm avoiding Stephen A. Don't want to hear him. I'm not concerned about him. Take him off. You got the other guy, Kenny Mayne, out. You're getting ready to phase him out. Start phasing out Stephen A. Nobody cares what he's talking about. Most of the times, whatever he's talking about, he's wrong. All right. So start phasing him out. Stop hammocking him into programming, and let's get to the NBA game. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. I think you think that he's a figure where people are paying attention and listening to, but I haven't met, and I met a lot of people in sports and sports bars, sports clubs, in the grocery store, out in the park that don't like this guy. He's not helping your network. All right. Questions from the squad. Black?
It's a kind of a statement, and I'm gonna take this to a Black Man Talk too. But when we talked about Sunday night with LSU getting their first Black male to become the president of their school, and it makes me kind of, I'm happy. I'm real happy, but I'm looking at a groundswell of things happening. I just reading a little while ago where Duke just hired his sister to be their athletic director. And as we see these things start to take place, what do you think caused this turnaround where we start to see Black folks really start to step in prominent positions at college universities?
Ice?
I think a few of these, or a lot of these people were waiting in the wings. I mean, we mentioned about the sister at Duke. I think she was there. It was just the opportunity. But I think we would be very, how would I say, naive to not believe that the whole situation in this country and Black Lives Matters and how people are jumping on board with the campaign didn't have something to do with it, because now you're starting to see all these things. I'm looking here in Columbus, Ohio, having major issues with the police department and a lot of the shootings, and they're looking for a brand new police chief. And three of the four individuals up for the role are African American. So we're seeing a lot of pressure from all different places. Not saying that these individuals, like at LSU and then in sports, and then also with the sister down in Duke, are not worthy. But the slight of it is people are going to always point to the fact of what's going on with the groundswell that's moving forward in this country. And I just hope that no matter how they got there, whatever people say what they want to, that they are able to deliver and show their worth. Because I don't care how they got in there, but now since they get the opportunity, I want them to show people that they're more than worthy of the position, however they got it, and their time is now.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's a cause and effect kind of thing happening where they see what's happening in this country. They see the movement that's happening in this country. I was even watching a news story today where a lot of the police departments around the surrounding areas in Chicago are trying to make the police department mirror what they're seeing in their communities. And so in an effort to recruit more people of color in those areas of policing, and how that may impact in a positive way policing. So I think these universities are taking a page off what they saw in this country and what they're seeing, and the people who make money for their university as far as sports. Money talks. So if you want to recruit a lot of African American players to play football and basketball, I think parents and families are going to start looking at what my child is seeing as they're going through these universities. Are they seeing people who look like them in high positions? So I think these schools are really kind of making an effort. I will give them that, making an effort into making some changes. And I commend them for it if it's sincere. Black?
Yeah, I think society as a whole has kind of woken up, and I don't think it's a knee-jerk reaction. I do think that they feel some sentiments, because some things we've been saying for years that they kind of put a deaf ear to, and I think a lot of that came rushing in like a tidal wave at one time. I think corporate America, I think colleges, I think a lot of parts of society, and then it's not out of guilt. I think they just feel, hey, it's the thing to do. Mm-hmm. It is just the thing to do. They should have been doing it all along, and now they're stepping up. I've been reading stories how many people are the donations that's been flooding into HBCUs, bro.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's just out of nowhere. So yeah, and a lot of that money's coming in. It's not tied, and I get an idea. There's some corporates doing it, but they're not putting their name on it. They're just sitting in there for the good of the university. So it's good stuff, real good stuff.
Okay. Ice, your question.
Yeah, my question is first of all, I need to ask this question. I didn't get a chance to really look back at the list. Is one of the topics is the Zion topic? What is that Zion Williamson situation? One of their topics?
No, I didn't put it on there. I was waiting for you to bring that up.
Cool. Perfect. Anyway, so we had a situation that's come up where now the Adidas, along with one of their representatives or former reps, has shown through court or something to some documents that allegedly Zion Williamson's stepfather and mother, whoever, somebody in the family received payments from Adidas. So with all that being said, is out. What do you think that means now, since allegedly money was taken by somebody representing the family from Adidas, and maybe what other people were saying is not so crazy far-fetched about Zion Williamson's family?
Black?
I'll say this, man. Based on what and I'm not even going to talk about what happened recently with the coach of Kansas and all this stuff, but I'm gonna go back to where, to me, I'll go back to Reggie Bush. And to me, when you do all this, you go back, and a player has moved on and became professional, you're just digging up, at that point, you're just digging up dirt. And I didn't understand, even back then, for them to take the, I think the NCAA felt egg on their face, and they took back, I think he had the Heisman Trophy, they took that back from him, which was just stupid, because he won the Heisman Trophy based on what he did in the field. So college football is so dirty to where, to me, if you catch them when they're doing it and they're playing, you could take their scholarship away. But once they leave, what are you going to do? If Duke is not connected, if you can't show Duke was connected and know, how are you going to punish Duke? Is there a criminal charge to this cat taking the money? At this point, he's beyond playing for Duke. What are you going to do? Go back to Duke and take away some of the wins they had? I mean, what is going to be your what's going to be the punishment? It's like that $5,000 is spent. It is the way of college basketball, the way of college sports. You basically, you're not damaging his legacy, his career, because he's still going to sign. As long as he's playing on the NBA, he's going to be massive. So to me, the person that's bringing this along, what are you hoping to get? I mean, really, you gave him $5,000. You were the dummy. As far as I'm concerned. You gave him whatever down to his stepfather, and you didn't have a contract, something stating that they owe you something. What are you doing? I mean, it's just like, who cares?
Yeah, it's like a situation where if I'm running a business and you're one of the star recruits in my business and I want you to get in and I give you something in good faith, and you go with another company, I'm hating, bro. I'm going to be honest. I'm hating. I don't care. But I see your point where it's like it's not going to do any good. But I think what Adidas is doing is exposing it. They're just exposing how dirty college basketball is. And maybe some changes will come to that. I can't believe that Adidas, I don't know if Adidas just offered it to the family, or the family's like, you know what, we can influence him to do this, that, the other. So, you scratch our back, we'll scratch yours kind of deal. Because I remember the scene in He Got Game, where the uncle was trying to make deals with different companies and stuff like that. Like, we know how the game is played, so what do I get out of the deal kind of deal. So it's just a bad situation, man. And I think I think that the party that it hurts, I think, is Duke. Even if they don't get any kind of monetary thing, they don't get their money back, all that other stuff, it kind of exposes how dirty college sports is and how dirty recruiting players is. Because I think Zion is with Nike. And so yeah, I think it just kind of exposes it that, these things are not on the all up and up. And it makes college basketball, to me, kind of look bad when you do that.
Let me just say this real quick, if you don't mind.
Mm-hmm.
I think it makes Adidas look bad, bro.
Because
you look like a scoring woman. And now, what other player is coming to you now? What player is coming to Adidas? And I'll be honest with you, I forgot Adidas was still out there. I
Oh no, I still rock Adidas. So yeah.
I forgot. So my point is, you went after a big fish. You didn't get them. You didn't get them. But to me, they'd have been better off keeping their mouth shut and going after somebody else. Because now you're going to turn off up and coming play. In my opinion, this is not going to hurt Duke. And here again, you can't tie Duke hands inside the cookie jar.
Yeah.
That's it.
Ice.
Yeah. There's a lot of things I think about this, but the main thing is the timing of it, right? And I'm with you guys when it comes to waiting so late to bring it back out. It's kind of like steroids in baseball. Who gives a damn about Barry Bonds? His head got big. You can't do nothing to him. You wasting taxpayers' money. Roger Clemens. Well, I think Mark McGuire didn't really do it because he was a nice guy. You didn't like Barry Bonds. This shit is tainted. So now here comes Zion. Zion, somebody, uncle, or stepfather, or whoever it was, said, I think I can get him to change his mind. And we can go with Adidas, especially after they bust that shoe. You gonna give him his signature shoe? You gonna give him my signature shoe too? Oh yeah, we got you. Can I get that money now up front? Yeah, but don't tell nobody. It's like after the fact, as you guys mentioned. But here's the thing. Everybody want to be self-righteous now. The reporters want to come out and act like they learned something. Then the people that he signed with that did it illegally because they weren't even licensed in the state that they signing for. They want to get mad. Everybody's doing it the wrong way. Nobody does it correctly. So to me, it's just more mess. NCAA, they just rolling how they roll, right? Well, the FBI told us, but we wait on some other information. By that time, the season's over. Nobody cares. You just cheating. Everybody knows it. People getting cars. I can talk about some stuff I know. It's ironic that some of the people on the basketball team get the same damn Jeep, just a different color. And they all go to the same dealership. Yeah. They all paying the same amount of payments. Come on, man. We know what it is. What it is, though, we want to act as if it's clean and it's not happening in front of our very faces. And then we want to act like a program like Duke would never indulge in something like that. But we can believe that it's happening when Jerry Tarkanian in UNLV, where he was in the hot tub, he a cheater anyway. Okay. NCAA had to pay him money when he walked away. So you gotta get the full information. And sometimes if you don't get it, then just let it go past you. Like I told you, Kansas gave Bill Self a lifetime contract.
Oh, and the other story about the Louisville assistant coaches that came up this week. They're still getting in trouble. And Pitino's like, I'm in Iona.
Right, but if they really cared, though, you would care about the people. Again, the saddest thing in the world is when they had the lady that was supposedly like the madam for the young ladies down there entertaining recruits. And she was, and I don't think you should do this at all. I never would say back this up. But when you are prostituting your dollars for $75 a pop, bruh, around the world, everybody knows what I'm talking about. All kind of things for $75, you got a problem. You need help, $75. And I don't equate that with anything else. Well, if you're going to do it, get your money. Make it worthwhile if that's what you have to do or you think that's what you have to do. But again, how quickly did that go through? Was Louisville even on probation? They just kept moving. We get rid of Pitino, we got another coach. They ain't look back. I'm trying to tell you, wake up. I said it before. The March Madness, everybody that loved March Madness this year, raise their hand. Raise your hand. So guess what? In order to keep the machine rolling, there's going to be some damn cheating involved. Sit back, get you a drink, and be quiet. Let the machine keep rolling.
Something strange for some change. You guys got another question, Black?
I want to go back to with the Tony Russo thing, because to me, I wonder. There's so many, like you said, you asked your father about, you do this, that, and whatever. There's so many bygone rules in baseball that the average fan may not be tuned into, and I'm wondering, is that detrimental to the game and the sporting fan in general when there's so many stuff? Because when I just saw the story about that happening, I didn't blame it to us where he hit the ball, whatever the case may be. I just don't, I don't know. But it seemed like to me, there's so much stuff in baseball that's it's like only the players know, and we find out later. But can it be a positive thing for the game?
Ice?
I don't know if I don't think it'll be a positive thing because, as you said, there's so many rules and whatnot, old school rules. There was a time where when you played baseball, I mean, Bob Gibson was known for this. He was notorious, a great pitcher. That if you leaned over into the batter's box too far over close to the plate, he would brush you back. Now they got all the armor, and they look like they've coming out of Viking Quest or some damn where. So if they get hit, it doesn't hurt them. But these rules are still have been going on for years, and I think that it's just adding to the legacy of some guy like Tony La Russa. Most people not gonna remember that. Oh, that was a rule. But they will remember them damn White Sox are in first place when the postseason start. That's all people care about. How can I make my money? Is my team winning now? And can I get paid? Because I'm telling you, this gambling thing, we talked about it before, is about to explode. It's about to explode, man. People just want their money. Ain't nobody worrying about all that. Well, you shouldn't do that, shouldn't do that. If it doesn't cost major games, I think it's one of those things that in about 2 weeks or maybe hell a week, nobody's gonna remember this.
When I talked to Pop, I got a sense that, and it kind of changed my perspective on it because I'm like, if you're gonna run up the score, run up the score. If there's still time on the clock, score that basket, do whatever you got to do. But it gave me a sense that it's about sportsmanship. That some of the rules that are, or most of the rules that are in baseball is about sportsmanship, not showing the other player up. It's almost like turning into a gentleman's game. Like, this is what you should know. This is how we play. These are the rules. These are the unwritten rules. And so, play by the rules and unwritten rules. And it's about respect and sportsmanship. So when he kind of put it in that perspective, I kind of like, okay, I get that. That's about sportsmanship, and you don't want to have hard feelings after the game and things of that sort. And that's the same way it is in martial arts also. It's like, everything stays on the mat. You don't take things off the mat about, showing somebody up, things of that sort. Once it's done, it's done. And so I think in all different sports and activities, there are some rules that are written. There are some unwritten rules. But I think in baseball, most of those unwritten rules, the way it was explained to me today, is about sportsmanship, having good sportsmanship, and walking off the field and everybody's cool with what happened within the game. Black?
I hear that, but I've seen many times where they empty out and they're fighting. So I don't know about the sportsmanship. I think at the end of the day, it's a bunch of men in their feelings, bro. I'm just being honest with you. You're making millions of dollars. You should not care if, like I said it earlier, a guy from AAA hits a home run. Go have a beer. I'm being honest with you, man. Go have a beer. I mean, really, you're making millions to play a kid's game, but they stay too true to the old ways of doing things, and they get in their feelings. It's time to let that stuff go, bro. It is just time. Play the game. Stop being, well, you did this, you stepped on the plate the wrong way. You ran around the base the wrong way. It's too much, man. And it's all about feelings. It's all about, my grandfather played that way. You're in your feelings, bro. You're in your feelings. It's just that simple. Just like in football or basketball, anything else. If you don't want them running up, don't play them better. Play better. We said this a long time ago. Not a long time. We said this a few years ago about UConn, women, where they were dominating, but they're not dominating no more. Guess what? The other teams got better. Get better. That's what you got to do. Instead of getting your feelings, get better.
All right, Aisha, got the last question.
Well, I want to stay right there. Do you think that with that these traditions, I mean, how far should they go? I mean, Puma, you mentioned about your dad, and I mean, I have much respect for that because my dad was the same way. But we're in a different time where you wonder, do these owners really give a damn about the players and give a damn about the fans? How far should they go? No disrespect, because that's how your dad's always going to see the game. And I think he's perfectly right with that outlook. But how far should this really go?
Black?
I think it's detrimental. I do. I mean, we know your pops is up in age, bro. And the demographics that they were trying to get is the bare young drinkers. That's what they want, the hot dog eaters. They're not, and that's what to me, baseball has a disconnect with its fans. Baseball relies too much on tradition. It's like, you know what, we don't care if we like it or not, we're not changing. Every other sport changes, it modifies, it grooms, it grows. Baseball just stays this way. And yeah, the 50s, 60s, 70s, oh, they love it. Oh, that's the way you remember it. But then you got a bunch of generations that can care less because you haven't adapted to them. You haven't made your game exciting, interesting, and that's why they constantly fall behind. Don't get me wrong, they make their money when it comes down to people come viewing the games and they sit in the stands, but that's part of the reason why on television it lags way behind because everybody don't want to sit at home and fall asleep to a baseball game. They want to be entertained, bro. And they hang on. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying I'm a baseball follower, but there's so many unspoken rules. Who the hell can follow them? If you're not part of it and you're eating it every day as a player, who knows? I mean, who knows the rules? If you're going to do that, print them out so everybody can see and say what they are. But they really adhere way too much to tradition, bro. And it's time for them to move on. It's time in a lot of ways. Baseball need to move on, adapt. But every time they try to, because even this Manfred, the new commissioner, not new, been a commissioner for every time he tries to do something to move the game, you got the players fighting back. Oh no, don't do. Are you kidding me? We need a clock. No, yes, you do. You need a clock, bro. You do need a clock. There's no need a baseball player gets up to the rip. He goes to the side. Listen, the ball. I mean, what is that, bro? You got to do all this. Who wants to see that? It takes about an hour to get a one inning. I mean, realistically, man.
Well, I don't agree with the time clock because baseball is like one of the only sports where you get a try, you get a chance.
That's old fashioned.
I know, but I think it has to come to the players, the owners, the teams to get together and try to match up to what the public really wants now, or the newer generation really wants now, and see what things can be changed and some things that they're just going to stay true to. So it may not be a time clock, but it can be something else that, as far as celebrations, things of that sort, because football did that. They took out the celebrations in the end zone, and they realized that the fans and stuff, it kind of dulled the game. So they brought it back, and now you see guys taking selfies and all that other stuff. And so it just brought the fans back. So I think baseball needs to look in the mirror and kind of ask itself, Ice, whether or not we just hold on to tradition, or do we move up towards the times? And so, and what would we sacrifice in lieu of the tradition, and what do we keep as a tradition to the baseball sport of baseball?
Yeah, I think guys, I mean, individuals like the older fans, like your dad, I mean, they're purists and they love the game the way that it was. And they had true respect for the game. So did the Negro League. See, my problem with these, and not saying about your dad, but some of these hold on to some of these old school rules is there was a time when they thought that a guy like Jackie Robinson, because he ran too fast, was showing people up.
Yeah.
They had a certain kind of way. You wear your if you wear your jersey a certain kind of way. I remember when Ricky Henderson was saying things and not hurting anybody, just talking in third person and being silly and being Ricky, but he was outside. It was exciting. He was stealing bases because he wasn't like Lou Brock. Oh, he was brash. He was over the top. Miss me with that, man. Miss me with that. And I've been watching baseball a long time. I used to play it as a kid, loved it, but then it changed. So all of this unwritten rules and stuff, no, because remember, there was a time you didn't want us playing, right? You didn't want us playing. That was a rule too. You remember that?
Yeah.
So, and I'm not talking about that. These unwritten rules go on and on, but I think we need to relax a little bit. I'm not saying you change too much, and they do need a clock, Puma. They need a pitching clock. We got a minor league team here in Columbus, and they instituted a pitching clock. It wasn't really too fast. It was enough time for the guy to, do all that, wipe his face. You got enough time, but some of that stuff is just over the top. I think they do need a clock because I'm sitting there going like, damn, what are you gonna do? What, you gonna shave? What? I mean, what the hell? I mean, seriously. So they need a clock. They do, and you can make it. They change it all the time. Make the change, move forward, but small things because the game is too damn long, and you need to figure it out too, so you don't have a damn catcher pitching 47-mile-an-hour baseballs to major league hitters.
Yeah. I'm gonna agree to disagree with you guys. I don't want a clock in baseball. I mean, you can change a whole lot of stuff, but a clock in baseball, that's what makes baseball unique. And,
see, that's the thing. You're making my point. You want to keep it pure because you grew up seeing it a certain way. But my point is, and what I start saying, if you're trying to track viewership, you're trying to grow, you can't be that. You gotta let that go. See, it's not about, I mean, and I'm not saying this because it's you, but that's what the players, because the players feel the same way. I grew up with it. It's not about you anymore. It's not. The NFL, and I don't always agree with it, but the NFL grows every year, bro. They get together, the owners get together every year. Owners, okay, what can we tweak to make this better?
Yeah. And I think baseball should do that.
Players, they go do it. This is what it is. They have these committees that some of the coaches are on. But the NFL, the NBA, and MLB, they go to the players, and no, we don't want that. And it's like they fighting. The players are never going to agree, seriously, to move the game forward. Because like you, they're purists. They grew up with a certain way, and they don't want to change. But you're hurting the game, bro. You're hurting the game. You really are. I mean, I watch, and this is simple. You watch a guy run to first base. Sometimes they don't even talk to each other. They stand like are you kidding me? They're afraid to talk to you. What's that? A written you can't talk to the first baseman? You can't do. It's like there's so many dumb things with baseball. Who has time? And even beyond the clock, you have to speed the game up, make it more exciting. You just have to. You have to. They still like this. They are non-emotional. There's no emotion. Unless they're fighting, there is no emotions in baseball. None. There's no emotions. There is none.
Yeah. I wouldn't say like put a time clock like on a basketball game. Like I don't want the basketball game time clock, but like for the pitchers and things of that sort, that they have to, okay, you can't stay up there all day. You can't do this. They have changed it a little bit. They have the replay in. They didn't used to have the replay in. Boy, could we use replay back in the 70s with some of the calls that were having back in the 70s. But it's very slow. And like I said, I think they should meet, just like the NFL, and say, okay, what can we change? What can we compromise on to change this game?
I said this last week about you're about boxing. And I said, you know why boxing's going towards entertainment, bro?
Yeah.
Because the younger people that pay for the pay-per-views, they drink the Modelo's, they don't care. They want to be entertained. They don't care if you can throw this, you can do that, and they don't care. That's the audience. We're not the audience anymore. Whether you want to believe it or not, we're not the audience. And that's why UFC can do whatever they do and get what they get, and that's why you see, like you said yourself, Mike Tyson comes out, it's about entertainment. It's not about, that's where boxing has went. So my point is with baseball, they lose fact that at the end of the day, it's an entertainment game in sports. Stop trying to stay. I mean, I swear, I remember it's a well-known station in New York, WFAN. That's some years ago. I will listen, and a caller would call it. They wouldn't even be talking about baseball. They're talking about DiMaggio. Who the fuck will hear about DiMaggio in January, bro?
Yeah.
When the playoff is going on. Who? Nobody wants to hear people punching on bang, bang, bang. Well, I remember Babe Ruth. Who cares, bro? Nobody cares. That's how far back they are. That's what it is. You watch, I'll challenge you to watch any morning sports show on TV or listen to one and find out where baseball comes in the pecking order where they talk about stuff.
Yeah.
It's not there, bro. It's not. Why? Because they're going to go after what they know what people will basically tune in and listen to. And a lot of time it's football because football basically excites. Baseball has to find a way to excite, bro. I'm serious. They have a lot of international players playing. Let them come on with their bandanas, whatever they want to do, what they got to do, bro. I'm sorry. I know the Yankees had this for a long time, and I think Steinbrenner had it. You can't have facial hair. Are you fucking kidding me? It's 2021. You can't have a mustache. You can't have this. They're not. What are they? White collar baseball players? I'm serious, bro. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. That's like the NFL saying to NFL players, hey, you can't have the breaks. You can't have the locks. You can't play. Seriously? If you can catch that damn ball and incite the players in the stands at home, they don't care what you got in your hair, bro. They can care less. It's too rigid.
Good points, guys. Last second shot, Ice.
Yeah, my last second shot is I wasn't gonna go here, but it's more in the entertainment now because it's just crazy. I'm watching the drama between Matt Barnes, Steven Jackson, talking about Kwame Brown, man. And I know it's not really sports oriented, but along with Gilbert Arenas, apparently they went out to Kwame Brown talking about he never lived up to his potential, clowning, talking about they knew about him and said some things. Kwame Brown came out and had a response. Matt Barnes came back, but Kwame Brown, for as the joke he may seem to be, had some legitimate things to say. Some of the stuff he said was over the top. He sounded like he was in his feelings. But some of the things he said was he was more intelligent than I probably perhaps gave him credit for. And he was said, this, all you can do is say about what you want to me about basketball. Then he went on Matt Barnes. He says, what I'm talking about you is your personal life and your truth. And I was like, ooh, you start talking about the Derek Fisher fiasco with his ex-wife and all that stuff. And he really went in. And I'm like, maybe that's too personal, but the way he was talking, the way he was saying, like, that's 20 years removed from me being that guy. I'm moving on to better things. It just had a lot to me. So before you jump on one side or another, listen to Kwame Brown a little bit. He may not be as crazy, as bizarre, or ignorant as most people may think. He might have a few points to make.
Yeah. All right. Black.
I don't know if I sent you guys this a while ago. It was a picture of Serena Williams basically lightening her skin. And I saw a picture of her. I guess she lost a recent tournament. And you can see basically here, inside of here, she's lightening her skin. And it's, I know some people are going to run to a defense and call it a medical issue, whatever. Bro, it is what it is. For some reason, she don't want to be black. I don't understand how you grew up in Compton, how you basically, what you basically have grown to be. And for some reason, you want to announce who you are as a black woman in this country. I don't understand it. I never will understand it. And maybe I do understand it, but I don't want to think about it that way. And it's sad, man. For all you have accomplished. And I remember when the young lady that beat her, and Serena made an ass of herself. Now I totally understand it. Because if she was white and beat you, you'd have ran across to that hugger, and you should have been your friend. Because she looked like you, that was the problem. It's a damn shame. Damn shame.
Yeah, I saw that picture. I was disappointed. I was kind of like, say it ain't so, say it ain't so, that you succumb to the pressure of society, wanting you to be something or wanting to be something that you're not. I had one, and it's real quick. The Washington football team. Come up with a logo. Come up with a name, please. Just come up with a name. Quit riding this. The Washington football team logo. It's not working for you. And also, Dak Prescott is trash talking already, talking about he's going to light up the league. And get ready, folks. Here come the Dallas hype. Here it comes. Here it comes. Dallas in the Super Bowl.
Now that'd be Pittsburgh. Anyway.
I don't understand why. To me, years ago, the offensive line for the Washington football team was the Hogs. Washington Hogs, baby. That's it. you had the uglies, the Hogs. That's it. That's a name that, I mean, you can't tell me when John Madden used to say that, you didn't think that was just right.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Hogs.
The Hogs.
The Washington Hogs. I'm sorry. Who are you offending? Pigs?
Farmers, maybe. They may be, depending how good they are, farmers. You might be offended farmers. That's our show. Catch us on Overtime. Catch Black Show on Spotify, Google, and Blog Talk. He's everywhere. He's everywhere.
Yeah.
When Black Men Talk. And our last episode with Big Al and how we explain Big Al, why we say Big Al all the time. He's a true legend, and he's changed a whole lot of people's lives, especially black folk. All right, we'll see you next time.
We may not talk about it this Sunday. At some point, we're going to talk about basically that that the Olympics that's coming up, I guess next year or the next time, a lot of black people they're not want to participate in it, and they're talking about not being part of it.
Tokyo doesn't want it there.
Huh?
The people of Tokyo don't want it there.
Yeah.
They're trying to cancel it. Like, no, don't bring all the people all over the world trying to bring this.
Yeah. But it's interesting that I saw something that I'm kind of like paraphrasing, but the point guard for Toronto, I guess he's a free agent this year, so he wants to go over and play in the Olympics.
Let him go. Let him go.
Oh, I'm like, seriously?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Toronto will be nuts to re-sign Laurie.
Yeah.
They'd be nuts to re-sign him.
I don't think they will.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it says a lot that they try to. If they would have made it more known, they're trying to trade him.
And nobody wanted
him. Nobody wanted him. I mean, it might be a time, bro, just to, you know what I mean, hang it up. You got your ring. Pretty good career.
Somebody would get him for a discount price because they got, matter of fact, Pujols. We forgot to talk about Pujols with the Dodgers. Dodgers just scooped him right on up for a year. You know, he get in there, get a hit, you know, look like he's trying to rejuvenate his career.
Yeah, that's hard to do playing with the Dodgers.
Yeah.
That's hard. That's hard not to be excited playing for the Dodgers when you know you're gonna probably advance to the
postseason and
yeah. Hey, you want to play with us? Sure, okay. I'm on my way.
Well, he looked good in that Dodger blue.
I mean, I ain't mad at you, but this is like, I mean, why wouldn't you? The rich get richer, bro.
Yeah, that's true. You see Marv Albert's going to finally retire?
Yeah, he shouldn't even been in the field after he bit that lady on the back and all that crazy stuff.
Yeah,
wow. Yeah.
He got some privilege.
But they had a picture of him up here in New York. He was dressed in a bra and panty, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember that picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, Marv.
He was a freak. Yeah, that's white privilege to the top power, because he was supposed to be out of there with all the crazy stuff he was doing.
Yeah.
He's still wearing that toupee too.
Yes.
Oh.
Imagine walking by a hotel room and hear that. Yes.
I got to throw this question out real quick. I probably should have saved it to Sunday, but since we throw it out, did you know Bill? What's his name? The guy with Microsoft was that was.
I'm trying to think. I the first time I heard that, I was like, who would fuck him? And I'm like, oh, he does have billions of dollars. Okay, my fault. I'll be slipping around with him. Oh, okay, he does.
Yeah, there it is, baby.
Wow. It all came out, huh? Did it come out in the divorce settlement?
Well, no, they haven't got there. I honestly believe that, this is my own opinion because I was reading about it the other day. I think his wife, because she knew he had, who he was. She knew he had an affair going on.
Really?
So what makes her all of a sudden jump up and decide, now, let me get out of the way? Something might be coming down the pipe with him, man. Something might be coming, because he was close to Epstein, and Epstein was doing it, with the young girls.
Right.
So it makes me wonder that he's being looked at, bro. And she's like, give me my half. Let
me get out the way and let
you get out the way. Yes. I just got to, because the affair that he had was several years ago. Now you want a divorce from that?
Wow.
Yeah. I would not be surprised, bro. Because I know Microsoft investigated him a little while ago. And I would not be surprised that she's like, you know what? And then you got homegirl want $44,000 a month. I'm like, Gary Owens is not Richard Pryor. Think about, he had checks laying. That brother, I mean, come on, we knocking down and had got checks $200,000-$300,000 a month. He ain't cashing in the pandemic.
Yeah, he boy, that sister gonna roll him. She gonna roll him. She gonna roll him for future earnings.
Yeah, because I think he got caught with another system.
What?
Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
So, what did he have for 17 years? How many years? Childhood sweetheart? Oh, yeah.
How many kids they have? They got a daughter?
I think it's 2.
2.
Oh, she gonna roll him.
Oh yeah, bro.
You piss off a black woman? Oh my goodness, you ain't never hear that. You think you out the woods, and here comes something else.
Now he has no comedy because that was his whole skit. Now his comedy all messed up.
Yeah, you can't talk about black women no more.
Yes.
You know.
And goes, can you believe she tried to take me for every damn thing for all I did for her? This is what she did for me. And now I'm ostracized from the black community. Ain't that a bitch?
I was listening to the Marvin Gaye album the other night, Hear My Dear. And I remember reading that years ago that album he made, all the proceeds went to his divorce, went to her.
It was about his divorce.
Yeah, it was about his divorce. It was deep. It's deep if you listen to it.
Yeah.
And it was to me it's a good album. It's not as good as What's Going On, but it's a deep, good album.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was kind of telling the story about his divorce. But and on the album cover it has him giving the record to her. He has a little record in his hand and he's handing it. I'm like, damn.
Ice, that's why you're my hero, dog. If I had it my way, you would be on a motherfucking coin.
It was hard, bro. It was hard.
Yeah, man.
Especially when you got things in your face.
Like I said, it's a business contract, man. It ain't
things in your face constantly like this, and you like.
Well, think about it. The society took marriage and made it into like a profitable venture. Because
you know what happened
back in the day,
you know what happened realistically, and from what I kind of read and understand, years ago, what was happening is a lot of cats, wealthy cats, they were marrying young, and they were basically leaving a wife at home and going out, and then they would go just take off for another younger woman. Now she's left with the kids, and she left with all this stuff, and she basically fell on welfare. So the court system said, you know what, we can't have that no more. You know, if you basically gonna take her as your wife, you must make sure she maintains. So, but what has happened has gone to the extreme. It's not like it's like the new has went weird, but that's how it really got started. So basically now it was protection for basically a family, so a family wouldn't basically fall on hard times. But it's like, I mean, we're in this country, you need $44,000 to live
a month.
But that's what I saw Michael Strahan when he went to that years ago with his second wife. It's like, bro, I mean, she she threw a party for, I think the daughters were 4. She threw a birthday party, it's like $45,000. Birthday party. Seriously?
I don't think on our side of the family, all the kids' birthday combined was $45,000. All the years.
For a birthday for 4-year-olds. They had two daughters, 4-year-olds.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Lucky you got a cake. $45,000.
And that's what, hey man, you gotta be wise, gotta be smart.
Dude, I'm trying to tell you, it just makes you, I mean, I don't know. When I hear about it, I mean, I always wanted to do it for sure. I wanted to do it, but then it's like you hear with that 50% rate of not working, just kind of make you go, damn, is it feasible to get this done and get it? You got to find the right person that works. And that's a big risk, man. I mean, my thing was timing too, because I always wanted to have enough money. I wanted to have the right situation, and I wanted me to be in a good place with my life. And I'm more of a particular type dude where I know nothing's foolproof, right? Everything has to be exactly right, but I'm that kind of guy. I want it to be so tight that I don't have to worry about it. But you can't do that with marriage. You got to take a chance. It's taking a chance. And plus, too, I don't know if I would have had somebody that I knew was the one, or the one that was really I'm like, okay, we're gonna do this. We're gonna make it. If she was my real teammate and I was into her, she's into me, I probably would have took the plunge. But there's always some mitigating circumstances left that I was like, just go ahead. Yeah, it's gonna work out. Yeah. Then I was like, I thought about it again. I stepped back and I was like, hell no. Nah.
And that's it, bro. You hit the nail on the head because I think a lot of cats, you know, myself probably included, we did it because we felt that's what a man grows up to do.
Yeah, yeah.
You saw some things that, but you know, you kind of believe that's what your destiny was. And if you talk to a majority of married men right now and ask them, they're married currently, if you were to get divorced, you'd hell no, they say wouldn't do it again. The majority would tell you they wouldn't do it because it's just, there's so many, it's just, I don't know, man. It's a laundry list. It's a laundry list, but a lot of guys fall for, I need to do this. I want to do this. And it's something I'm supposed to do. Instead of knowing that the person that you're doing it with is the person that you really can rock with for the rest of your life. And that's what it comes down to, man. And a lot of us just believe, okay, we'll work it out. We'll work it out in the wash. And the wash kept getting dirtier, dirtier. And it wasn't enough bleach, enough Tide to clean the wash, bro. It just wasn't. And I, honestly speaking, I think it's worse now because it's worse because all they want now is that. They don't, I mean, everything else, they just want the ring on the finger. That's all they want. Be claimed. It's not about nothing else.
Business transaction.
Yes. That's it. I mean, love is, I mean, Tina Turner said it best. Said it best.
All got to do with it.
Yeah, what is it? I mean, we're at the end of the day, you think Gary Owens' wife love him right now?
He gonna find out. He gonna.
Bro.
Oh, he gonna find out.
Ooh, like I said, his stand-up is over.
Yeah.
Bro, his stand-up is over. Your skit is like, true. Unless you start doing some new stuff and knock out the park
and laugh about this experience, then it's done.
It's done. Your comedic career is woo.
We're gonna find out how good a comedian he is right now,
because he can't criticize a black woman.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah, he can't criticize because the black community gonna jump on him, and so
and that's it, and that's his audience.
Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, bro.
The only way you come forward unless you go. Let me just say this. I'm mad at y'all. I'm mad with the African American community.
Because y'all didn't tell me.
Y'all didn't tell me. Why didn't y'all warn me, damn it? I was all in. I love my queen. My queen, my babies, his name Shabanka, and Bianca. Why didn't y'all warn me not to piss her off and not to cheat on her with her cousin?
I didn't know.
What? Y'all know there's an unwritten rule. Y'all supposed to tell me.
That's what. Yeah, some woman he was messing around came out and said it.
Yeah, y'all to tell me that I was, when Shanique was.
And that's the thing too that married men don't understand. Yeah. You got to hit and keep moving, bro. You can't stay there. You can't stay there. You can't. The longer you stay, the probability. Yes, you can't. You just can't. It's got to be hit going. It's got to be if you're going to.
I'm gonna just say this. I'm not a married man, never have been one, but I'm gonna just say this: when them things drop in your face, boy.
I got you. But at some point,
you tell yourself, "I'm gonna walk away." You're like, "Are you sure?" You're like, "Oh, shit."
Okay, one more time.
I know you're going back, but the chances are, the more you hang around, the more she's going to flush you out of home, bro. I've heard so many stories about
that. And from a rational standpoint, I agree with you 100%. Yeah. But I'm here to tell you, the average man.
No, you're right. You got to walk away, though.
And you think it's different. You say that, but doing this different than what you got at the house too, man.
Then you got to make a decision. You leave. You got to. I'm telling you, man. You got to make it.
I know a lot of people. I'm telling you this to a man. 89% of the people I know could not walk away. And I'm gonna tell you this. I don't know what you was doing. You was married, but if I had something that I was sending your way, was hitting you in the face like that, I might.
Well, I'm here to tell you. I'll give you a quick example. it was I've turned down when I was. I think I never played. I turned down because I knew that situation could turn into something that would come back to the. You don't go there. You just don't because at you. My thing is outside should never come to home.
Yeah.
It should never come to home, and that's what. Because I always say this. There's a right way to do wrong. There's a right way.